Hi folks, and welcome to the Fimmermuck channel. I'm in the woods again, and today I want to show you some knives I really enjoy, and these are really interesting because they are what most people call old-timer knives, and they have sort of a cultural relevance in my region. And the first one I want to show you is what I would call a genuine miner's knife. This actually is a piece that was owned by a coal miner in the Ruhr region, and actually an electrician, and this is what it is. It is an electrician's knife, and it is a slip joint. It has a sort of a sway back handle, and really nice sweep to the Wharncliffe blade. Now, Wharncliffe is a term that refers to a special variety of sheepfoot blades, and sheepfoot blades were originally invented in a context where landlords were afraid, or mariners were afraid of their subalterns might get ideas, so they broke off the tips of their knives. So in order not to that no one got injured, and I perfectly understand this in a ship contest. If you're at sea with the same bunch of people for months on end, as used to be the case in these times. This is this might actually make sense if anyone would want to stab someone with such a knife. It would be, well, it might be possible if you insist, but actually if you put force on this might fall back on you. So and it doesn't get in very far. So I think this is another knife I need for explanational purposes, but also a miner's knife. It excuse me, something stuck in my teeth. So sorry. This is the what is called in France a landau, sheepfoot blade in the UK or in US. Maybe you got other names for that. Essentially, it is what was referred to as Häppchen or Boscher. Boscher is a Nether German expression which refers to it's the same as in bushcraft, and it's a Boscher is something the bos, het bos, is in Dutch means the woods, the forest, or a certain type of forest, and this was also called a Boscher, the shape in Solingen, because it also was in use for the garden or as a harvesting knife. It also gained popularity with mariners in the in the Bretagne, in the Brittany, northern Brittany, and in north of France, and go Bresh. I'm not saying you are French, sorry, folks. But this is what I mean with a sheepfoot blade, as opposed to the more pronounced tip on the Wharncliffe. The Wharncliffe blade is a little bit more slender. It tapers more distinctively towards the tip, and is better suited for finer tasks. What this also has, and this is really great thing to have for whittling the blade. The blade offers you a lot of purchase, and you see I obviously did sharpen it a little bit. So this is aged oak, a little bit rotten at times, but also you can see the blade is made from carbon steel, and that's, I think it's some C74, 75, and is rather thin. It's just 2 millimeters in the spine. The stay is really awesome. It's brutal. That's it also offers a half stop, and if I do a spine whack like that, you know, and that was that's the stay on this knife, and no play whatsoever. And good thing is it is constructed for you to adjust it by tapping it with a hammer, and this is this is a workhorse of a knife. And this one might as well be some 100 years old, and the miner I bought it from claimed it belonged to his grandpa, who also was a miner. So thing is, well, there's also some sort of a marlin spike on it, but it isn't. It is a sort of a rema, and what this is it's sharpened a little bit, and that can come in really handy if you want to scrape off some fat wood or something, or a resin, or for use with a fire steel. I recently made a video about the AO fire steel, and here it is, and that is a pretty good thing, because if you use the blade on your knife, the sparks on the ferro rod can get as hot as 3000 degrees Celsius. And if you, no one does this, but if you were to use the edge of your knife, this would ruin the temper in no time. And if you get a rather thin blade, this can also be the case. I've seen Victorinox saws, which are often used for striking a ferro rod. They were simply eaten away in the spine. That's actually no harm done. You could grind that away, and you need to sharpen it anyway if you want to use that for a ferro rod. But well, maybe not that recommendable to use the blade of your primary tool. The knife is this little knife here is a really great thing, even though a lot of people tend to advocate fixed blade knives for bushcraft, but to be quite honest, in Germany, well, you won't be needing to dress an elk or something, or moose or something. And even so, this would even be possible with this one here. And well, and This one here, the Landon, actually it isn't produced anymore. This one is by a German corporation in Solingen named Otter Knives. Shout out to the Rommel family. If you watch this, well, I would love something like that. I know you make that ankle knife, but I really love the half stop on this, which makes it very, very secure. And it was called work knife in the lineup, and well, that's what it is. It is a total workhorse, and the blade is made from C75 carbon steel, and it's really thin above the edge, and it simply works as cinch. And this is you can do a lot of stuff with it, and this is what I'm saying when things like that are involved. This pocket knife was designed to withstand a lot of abuse, and if you let's carve something. You want, I know you want it too. And awesome for food prep. And what I want to say is this has been a miner's knife for times immemorial, and actually at one time the miners were obliged to carry a knife in order to be able to repair the wooden ladders in the mine if they were damaged or something. And look how easily this works. And this is a rather angry little wood spirit, or maybe it's a wild wood spirit. And originally they called a knife called the Cerpa. Really funny way to write it, by the way. But the element in this name is sharp, and it was traditionally knife with sort of a Wharncliffe or a sheepfoot blade too, and sort of a swayback handle or a round handle like on the Moras or something like this. And there is a whole culture of snacking in Germany, and this is rather interesting because in Bavaria there is you use the German Jagdnicker, as it's called. It's a hunting knife, and it comes abnicken. It comes from the term abnicken, which means to kill an animal by stabbing it into the neck, and nicken, neck. This is the etymology. Yes, if words were my language. It derives from the Genick, the neck, and this is used in Bavaria quite often. But in the Ruhr region, there was a special technique or special custom, and they were eating their snacks or their provisions in the mine, and they actually, this is not very good on a flat surface. If I cut like so, you need a special technique. It does work. It does work quite great too, but where it really excels is in a technique like so. And this was called über den Daumen, over the thumb. And I think that's a worldwide phenomenon, because all you guys might know some old timer who always ate his apple like that, and or sausage or something, or put the sausage in the mouth and made this like this. And actually there are places where you can book a miner's meal, and you are being taught how to eat your miner's meal, including sausages and cheese and bread and something, over the thumb, like so. And this is a little bit of a funny anecdote, but it is due to the knife and the circumstances in the mine, because everything was dirty. You didn't want to put even a cutting board on the floor in order not to get it all grimy and not to eat the coal dust, which isn't exactly healthy for you. So this gave birth to a whole culture of snacking, and I find this somehow interesting or fascinating, that people always make do. And this is an awesome knife. Both are awesome knives, and really great for the woods. And I love that for the woods. As I said, I tend to carry fixed blade ever less, especially in summer, because it makes me a little bit uncomfortable, because people people tend to get freaked out if you get a fixed blade on your belt. And difference is this one. First, it's in a pouch, and second, it's Victorinox. And if something like this is in your pocket, I don't think that people will have a lot of fear or something. And actually, really, it does work a cinch for a lot of tasks. It's just often you don't need a really big knife in Germany. Not that that's not cool, and I love my Castrams and my Garbage, and if there are works involved that are really a little bit more robust, so to say, then those knives are coming with me too. And I also would love to have a Peltonen M95 or something, or but works with a Fire Steel too. Even though I claim that it would be better that you don't do this, because the blade's rather thin too. But it's really rugged, and this is something well, if the knife is well made, and this one is, then, well, you can put a lot of abuse on it that you otherwise would not dream of. And you need to ask yourself what it is that you are doing, and there's a time and place for a big knife, and there's a time and place for a smaller knife. And if you're on a bimble like I am right now, why should I carry a Bowie knife? Because a Bowie knife is what Nesmuk said, a murderous-looking big thing, and not that it would not have its time and place. And if you are a hunter or need to kill an animal or something, that's maybe a great thing. But the thing is, if you're on a bimble and you're foraging for herbs or sitting on the bench and eating something, making a snacky snack or something, and whittle away, well, why should you? Why should you weigh yourself down? And it's not that you would win a fight against a wild boar anyway. If you don't have a dog, or if you get a gun or something, and the boar is already wounded or something, which is pretty dangerous if you want to come near it with a knife, better take a spear or something. Well, you don't win a knife fight with an angry wild boar. I wrestled a young boar, a yearling young boar, when at the age of 9, I think. I was in the forest and was being a little bit dumb, and little piggy got other ideas than me, roaming through his wood, and it is his wood. And well, there was no mommy and no daddy to help me, and I wasn't armed, so I wrestled it down, and I bled a lot. I did, and I got the scar still on the inside of my leg, and it hurt a lot, and I hid it away in order not that my parents wouldn't forbid me to get into the forest, which I always was wearing long pants afterwards, and it was summer and like that, and my parents were wondering because I always put on long pants, and I never did that in these days, and still don't like it. And it was just really, it was a narrow escape. So and that was a yearling. It wasn't a big one. It was just, well, like so, like a medium-sized dog or something. And I just barely escaped from that. And so it is a really silly notion that you would need a knife to defend yourself against a wild pig or a wolf or something. You don't win that. If a wolf would attack you, yeah, bring a spear, bring an axe, what have you. But if you get an axe, get a light one, get a battle axe or tomahawk or something. But like so, you must be trained in that. So why should you weigh yourself down? It's just not that that there is anything that's not a moral thing, or just or something that I want to bash big knives or something. It's just not necessary. Over here in Germany, if you're maybe in the backwoods of Appalachia in America, or in the north of Sweden, or maybe even here in Germany and in wilderness regions, and we don't have many. And even then, a wolf would normally shun people, and but I can perfectly relate to that. So, well, it's just convenient. People invented pocket knives for that very reason. And so the thing is, if you look at what peasants carried for a long time, since the 15th, 14th century, even in the Hallstatt period, which is 890 before Christ, they found a pocket knife which essentially looked a little bit like this one. Another really nice oldtimer knife I really love, also from Otter Company in Solingen. And again, hey Rommel family, I would really love if you put that to production again, because it's really beautiful. Look at the beautiful brass bolsters, and the blade is made from C75, also rather thin in the spine, but quite sturdy still. It's some 2 millimeters, 2 point something, haven't measured. And I love the billhook variety not only for pruning but also for carving, because it really lends itself to a lot of purchase. Look at that. If you do this, and there wasn't much power I used, and also you could excuse me because this is gross abuse of the knife, but you could use the hook for splitting, like that, which is done on larger bill hooks in coppicing. And this is really cool for harvesting herbs, and I got it on me today for I was just foraging for some more wild mint, and this is just awesome too, because you just pull like that, and this is essentially this sort of a sickle, and which is really great, but not exclusively, and it works for a lot of other tasks too. And I would really love, again, Rommel family, if you are listening, this one is an awesome knife. I've used it for years now, and I would love something with a lanyard hole and maybe green micarta scales, some fat carbon bolster, and this awesome billhook blade. Just an idea. And folks, I'm not getting paid for that. I'm a long-term friend of the brand, of the people, but also of the knives. And this is a very old one. This is several decades ago they made this, and so, by the way, it's also, where is it now? There is it now. It also works a cinch with the ferrule. And knives like this are actually what the old timers used, and this is something to think about, because we think we are doing such extreme stuff and what have you, and so this is sort of a conclusion. This is what my grandpa carried, and or my grand uncle and stuff. I still get some knives, and I want to introduce you to those heirloom pieces too. But this is what they carried, and what they had far more reason to use a knife than the average urban hipster. Sorry for that. I'm not bashing you guys, but it's not that. It's nice to have such an, and I don't bash collecting stuff, and but if your thing is, I use a knife because I need it, and I ask myself, what do I need actually? And this is, if I'm being honest, these work very, very great. And for most applications, this is what I need, and this is what I use. And I've also find that my most used knife in these days is this one here, and this is something that's absolutely not spectacular. It's just a tiny Vic, and well, and that's I do collect a lot of knives, and I do like knives, and make them myself, and sometimes get my ideas, and there's nothing wrong with that. And if you want a long knife or far away, buy yourself one if you can afford it. Not what I'm saying. but sometimes it's just, well, you need to get the job done, and this is what the old timers could do. They also use bigger knives, but for everyday tasks, more often than not, out came the little pocket knife, and this is something maybe we should remember that it's perfectly okay if we want to get out in the forest and do a little bit of cosplaying, but on the other hand, well, that's what is really practical, because it's just put it in your pocket, you don't weigh yourself down, you can streamline your gear, and that's a really cool thing, because you get into sort of a flow, and you just take a little pouch and maybe some duffel bag or something, or some sling bag or something, and you don't need to bring all the paraphernalia and an entire camp with you if you're going for a bimble. If you're going for a camp, bring a local or an assortment of knives, as I tend to do. Yes, I do. And but on the other hand, these old knives are really practical, and this is what I want to say. I want to and this is one I will introduce you to later, in order to keep you on the channel. Obviously, that's clickbait. No, that's not. But these old-timer knives can do a lot of things, and maybe you would want to consider carrying one, and also you can get them on flea markets for that cheap, and that's another bonus you might find useful, because these days a lot of people tend to be on the poor side of rich. But make it your own. Just get it on flea market, repair it, restore it, make a resto mod. You won't cry your eyes out if it doesn't work at first, and sharpen it. Learn to sharpen. You can sharpen with very simple implements, including sandpaper or something, or a random rock. Especially these old-timer knives, you can sharpen with a random rock, and you'll be good to go. And that's really cool. And I think it came across that I really do love these historical pieces, and I can. It's a little bit of an eye-opener, because it's the skill you possess and not the knife. And a knife doesn't do anything without a hand, and it doesn't do anything malicious without a hand, which I'm not tiring to tell to children. But it also doesn't do anything beneficial without a hand, and your hand needs to adapt to the skills and not the knife. And that's it's I know people that could use some random kitchen thingy for €1, 10 pieces or something, for awesome work. That's something to keep in mind. And well, so I hope that was halfway entertaining or helpful or something, and you enjoyed the video as usual. Tell me your ideas, tell me your thoughts in the comments if you want, and I will try to answer as best I can. As usual, I'm not the most knowledgeable man in the world. I'm not the best, and the next big bushcrafting channel and something. And the good thing is, channel is still small, so I can take my time to try to answer in depth, and this is something I really appreciate and value, and I appreciate you guys around. And as I said, if I can do anything for you, I want to. I'm not here because I want to talk about how what a great guy I am, and what color my Facus yesterday morning had. But maybe to set sort of a counter movement to what's going on YouTube at the moment, or on social media in general. I don't just think, well, you guys are humans, and I am a human too, and I'm not some marketing concept. I'm not casted, and if I were casted, that guy casting something like this should be fired. But what I want to say is, this is what this is all about. This is about connection, and I think if I can contribute to life not going to shit or at least try to, then this is my goal achieved. And so I really and sincerely hope you take care and enjoy life, and go out into the forest and listen to the birds. And did you notice the raven crying in the background while I was busy talking to a box? And this is something that is really where I'm a little bit amused about myself, because I'm talking to a box, and all around me there are stories happening, and this is something that matters to me too, because to say this, because well, this box isn't the end of everything, and the virtual reality is something that's by virtue existent, meaning if we connect, there might be a chance we might meet in person one day and have a ball together, sit on a stump whittling together, or having a cup of tea or what have you, or a beer or something around the campfire, and we could tell each other where we're coming from, and well, I love peace and happiness. maybe even some quarrels or something, or what have you. That's what humans are about. But I think this is what we need right now. We need to acknowledge that this is a tool. This here, yo. And this is what matters. Get out there, get into the forest, stay sane. Don't fall for it. Don't fall into the trap of well, AI is a really great thing. I used AI. I just used AI for determining something to forage, but I counter-check with books and libraries, and asking people and connecting with people and getting their opinion on how to determine what plant this is, or fungus this is. I got few but really awesome friends who are also into this, and well, that's important. And but AI is not really suited for funny pictures and funny memes or something. Well, if you want to do this, but it was invented for calculating rockets and rocket flights, or for medical purposes, or for knowledge, distributing knowledge, not for goofing around. goof around as much as you want. That's not what I'm saying, but don't. It's not wonder then that if it all goes to shit, because that's not. If I use a hammer to saw off a branch, well, it doesn't work. Well, it might work, but it's not what it's made for. So use a saw for sawing and a hammer for hammering, and well, you know what I'm about, and use the tool for the job. And this is what I'm trying to say with everything I say. It's not just the knives. It's not just. It's the hype. And well, maybe some food for thought. I don't want to get political again, but it's the same topic, by the way. Applies to the same statement applies to a lot of things. To on the one hand, to knives or tools in general, or AI, because AI is a tool. It's not your messiah. It's not a machine god. It's something we have created in order to hopefully make life a little bit more convenient, and we need to keep that in mind. As same as a knife. If a knife doesn't work, well, there's no harm done if you say that it doesn't work. It might work for other applications, but if this is what you have and what you want to do, and it doesn't work for what you want to do, then well, don't do it. Don't use it. You don't need to. It's not. Yeah, there's peer pressure, but well, if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. It's not that you need to walk you through the end. That's not something. It's not a religion or something, and that is something that really matters to me. Either the knives, either the tools, or the other tools are a religion, and we need to. I think we need to cut ourselves some slack and connect with real people, connect with nature, get out, don't talk to a box while the raven's flying, or singing something, or saying something. Maybe he was laughing at me, don't know. That said, I want just sincerely hope you, as I already said, but I repeat that, and I'm not tiring to repeat that. Get out there, get out into the woods, enjoy the woods, enjoy life as much as you can. This is sometimes life's shit, but if you need to make it through. And there is just one step after the other, and possibly and hopefully each time a little bit better. And this is what matters, and this is what has always mattered, and this is how mankind is still alive. This is the only reason that we are still alive. Each day, one step, and each day maybe a little bit better, or at least not worse. And if it gets worse, well, we can rise again. As heard that indigenous joke from the First Nations people, and apologies, as I don't mean that's cultural appropriation, but I really find this on the one hand it's not I don't think it's funny for the most part. I found it amusing, and but if fry bread can rise after being slapped around from an indigenous woman, so can you. Or something like, all your ancestors had to go through for you being here. You have no right not to survive. And this is really strong stuff in this case, because I'm a fat white man from Germany, and I'm that privileged, and the worst thing I ever encountered was a slap on my rosy ass when I was a child, and that I had my hardships too, but that compared to what First Nations people had to endure, well, so Vopila Washte to Indigenous listeners, and if you feel I'm appropriating anything or lacking the due respect, please let me know. I don't want this. I have a huge respect for you and for your resilience. This is really inspiring to me when I'm your strength and your kindness. Someone endured something like this, which you had to go through, and is still such a kind people in general. Well, you're not noble savages, I know. You're just people, and you, for my opinion, you could be resi as fuck if you need to and if you want to. That's not. I'm not asking for Mr. Indigenous spiritual guy. I'm not asking for that. I'm asking. I hope. I'm not asking for anything. I'm not entitled to ask for anything. But I hope that we can talk and that we could learn from each other. And this is actually not quite easy, and I don't know how I got there. Well, I know, but I just want to say it's about the tools. This is why I got here in the first, and this is about the tools. It is about what we believe and what we make believe. We are made to believe that there is something deeper to cold steel, by the way. Also, I don't want to bash cold steel, by the way. It's just something that's really a great example for a bad example. Because, well, I got an SRK and it doesn't do anything for me. And all people I keep meeting people. Well, that's the best bushcraft. No, it isn't. It's not even capable of making decent fellow sticks, and that's not my fault in this case, because I'm able to make really great fellow sticks with this here knife. And why should I get myself such a bastard of a knife that if it doesn't cut? And so. And a lot of people are making themselves believe that this is a great thing and that it works a cinch, and if you want this, fire away, get it. Great thing if you want this and you have it, and cool, nice. If you enjoy it, no worries. But if it doesn't work for you, not for me, not for anyone else, and you don't need to stand up against me. That's what I'm saying. If I'm saying that doesn't work for me, that doesn't mean it doesn't work for you. Or if it does work for me, that doesn't mean it does work for you. But sometimes we make pseudo-religions, and maybe that's not a good thing. And we don't need to. This is what I'm saying. You don't need to. You don't need to stress yourself out by running after, chasing after shadows that people told you were the next big thing. Chances it might be the next big thing. Might be the best ever, what have you. That's the difficulty in life, to find that out. And if you want to find your master in these days, you must be a master yourself. That's a given. And well, but what I want to say is enjoy life. It all has to do with this: the resilience and the respect, the humility to ask, and making do, and making it practical, keeping it real, not thinking I'm not a big influencer. I'm just a really dead ugly guy standing in a forest talking to a box while the raven flies, which is a little bit silly. What I wanted to say in the first. So, long rant. Hope that wasn't too bad. But I think even these old timer knives are a more complex topic than it looks at first glance. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Now finally, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.